Your product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Your product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Hard Luck Show. I'm your certified, qualified West Side host, Steve Lucky Luciano. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you've tuned in to the greatest show on earth. On my left, my co-host, my partner, my red brother.
Man, see? See? Who do you think's the big cheese in here, see? There's only one person. Keep your hands where I can see them, see? Or you're going to be in a lot of hot water, see? It's Chumahan, the American Indian, elegant barbarian, Southern California, coming to you with a banger again.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I? Hey! Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Burn the banks.
Yeah.
Burn the banks.
Savage up here.
All student debt erased.
Yeah.
All student debt.
What are you
running
for president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to run for president because Biden's going to pass out and die in about a week.
He's going to run for the real red party.
Yeah. I really like, dude, I'm glad Biden's the president, but boy, he looks like he's got one foot in the grave.
Yeah, he's circling the drain, that
Dude,
guy looks like. He can barely get up on stage and make a speech.
There's liver spots bigger than his fucking head on his neck.
You just think that they're going to any minute just hand this guy a walker. You know, until he's having trouble walking.
But and not only that, but like someone's
I feel
falling
like
around.
Biden in the morning.
Yeah, like little defibrillators like behind him, like, you know, like rubbing him like clear.
Yeah,
like
just in case he should almost go down. They got him like a robot.
Right, exactly. All right.
On sound, old Blue Eyes himself.
Sean Lewis, certified audio professional engineer.
You know you kind of cute with the bald head.
You kind of cute
For the
with the
Hard
bald
Luck
head.
Show.
Kind of cute with the bald head.
What do you like?
Hey,
Hey, put down.
I think that I like it with the makeup on.
I'm part. I don't know
What is
the
that
hell
exactly
you're
there, buddy?
listening
Anderson
to.
Paak.
That's hell?
who?
Anderson Paak.
Who is that? Oh, wait.
Oh,
You like that?
it's confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about
Sound
that.
like little kid music.
He's got
I don't know where
he's
you
got
came
like
from your last show to this show.
hey.
Yeah, I don't know what is the...
Same dude.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
I do nothing
How about
for
this?
me.
How about this, Sean?
Yeah.
How about this?
Now I'm your big mole dropper.
That's that same artist too. The same
Right,
artist, right?
same
It's all
one,
the same.
right?
Yeah.
What do you know about this, young man? Yeah, you don't know, do you? Never heard this before.
Yeah, boy. Oh, boy.
Anyway,
None of that. For some reason, we lost the feel and tone of the Hard Luck Show somewhere in there. Let's back up a little bit and get back.
Wait,
on the
you
right.
want
It started at your intro, I think.
I think it might. Oh, that's right. You did. You did the crazy buttermilk biscuit intro.
You did.
You did.
I'm just going with the theme of the show, bro.
Oh, yeah, that shit queued up from early this morning, bro. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
So we, Chuman, take the lead on this.
Well, let's see.
We got going on here today, young man. I know
Okay.
there's a lot of different moving pieces.
Dude,
and we
there's
have a
so many
lot.
music-
And this past week, I mean, it's just been crazy for us in general. I understand you have been swamped in trials and
Tribulation?
Tribulation. Yeah. Why is it everybody does that? Dude?
I don't know.
The old National Geographic videos they were selling you.
I
right?
don't know.
How
No.
much the trials and tribulations of
No, you know when my
wildlife.
cousin King Salmon, when he was getting married, he was writing his own vows, and of course,
trials and tribulations.
he
came?
never wrote them. His wife spent a long time writing them. He never wrote them. He's like, I'll get to it. And,
freestyle.
yo, fucking
So did he
dude, I still
freestyle?
got a day. Right, so he freestyled, and then Sean's like, And he better not say trials and tribulations.
Oh, no.
So then I went to...
You didn't say that,
No,
did you?
and then I went to King
Before.
Salmon. And then I went to King Salmon. I said, make sure you don't say trials and tribulations. And he's like...
Ever.
And then when he got to his vows... And listen, his wedding was in the middle of the redwoods. Okay? Hippie wedding.
Yeah.
And his wife, Christy, was in one end of the circle of family. And listen, I have a lot of family. They ain't feeling the hippie shit. Right? My great uncle was a rocket scientist. And he's standing out there in a tuxedo in the redwoods. He's like, what the fuck is this?
Right. He got everybody out here
There's
doing
a guy,
stupid shit.
Yes. And my cousin's coming from the other end, right?
There's a barefoot guy playing the fiddle.
There's a guy from a Renaissance fair playing the guitar.
Oh, no, that Renaissance music?
And he's like, bing, ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
ding.
no.
And then Christy and Matt met in the middle of the unity circle. Steve's face. And then Christy pulled out her vows that she took time to write. And then they turned to Matt. And King Salmon was like,
I memorized mine.
you know what, Christy, dude, let me tell you, it's been great. You know, I've made some interesting mistakes. You know, I've been through some trials and tribulations. He said it
Before he could help himself.
before he could help himself. That's a true story, by the way. That's a true King Salmon story.
Nothing can really surprise me.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
yeah.
you know.
You've never. Hey, we have before we get to the special guests, we have French's Pastries has loaned to us their head bakery dude, right? Cakes by Daniel. What's you're sitting in? You've heard a little bit about King Salmon. Do you have any thoughts on any King Salmon thoughts?
He's a fascinating character.
What makes him fascinating? Because I agree with you.
He is. You know,
He really agrees with you.
Yeah.
I do. I never met the guy,
Oh my God.
but I definitely can think of a few fellas in my life that I ran into that carry themselves in the same,
In a
in the
similar
same
fashion.
Yeah.
That's so
You know,
good.
and it's you know, and I feel like you always got to have that one homie around.
You do.
You know, whatever it is, whatever purpose, they serve a purpose.
That's right.
But you got to have that one.
Schumacher agrees with you.
Right. It's like in a wolf pack, there's
Yes,
the alpha and then there's the omega wolf.
Absolutely.
And that's the one that like kind of is in the back and gets the last scrap and, you know, the other wolves snap
The
at him.
cleanup wolf.
The cleanup wolf. That's right.
The cleanup wolf.
Sean, would you agree with that? Or what are your thoughts? I mean, Sean is the most tenderhearted when it comes to King Salmon.
I've noticed.
What
What are my thoughts? I mean, he does provide a comedic value and a level of abstractness that just. I mean, I don't know if I have any other homies that are just as abstract as he is.
Right. He's the perfect confluence of a guy who was given $250,000, lots of dough, okay, at an age where he was the most out of his mind. And so, unlike your dad, right, Dan, unlike your dad who started out with a plan and slowly ground for years, this guy had a giant golden goose fucking egg. And he basically just fucking frittered it away and scrambled it.
I mean,
But-
he did the cornhole bags though.
Well, now he's doing that. But listen, he got to the cornhole bags when he had zeroed out. He didn't take $250,000 and invest it in the cornhole bags. The $250,000 went to race cars that were never built, pay phones that were never seen, to people who told him that they would trademark his idea, and that never happened. So it just got frittered away in a strange, somehow in flaming hot Cheetos. Like all of that. Just all of that in a big pool of Mickeys and flaming hot Cheetos. And I mean, Sean, am I wrong?
No.
And like Sean's like from the opposite side of that. Like his parents didn't probably hand him $10. And he's watching this guy. Oh, dude, watching the two, like just watching it,
How much money was it again?
easily $250K. $250K and
That's a lot of money.
more than that. Dude, his grandparents owned a chain of furniture stores in Northern California that the government Eminent Domain had to pay fair market price value for the entire business because they needed to run a freeway through a couple of its stores. So they got cashed out by the government, fair market value. No negotiations. When the government wants to buy your business, there's not a lot of fluctuating. There's no like guy in a shadowy corner that's going to scare you into accepting less. It's got to be. Otherwise, you go to court and get sued and you spend a whole lot of time and then eventually it's constitutional. That's a constitutional thing. So his grandparents were multimillionaires like back in the 70s. They're so rich, they still own a couple of condominiums in Maui on the beach.
Does he eventually still get more money?
That's for part 2. Because the story of him and the money is fascinating. I can tell you this. I don't even know if I should say this. I'm sure.
Because if you tell me
Go ahead.
that guy is due
at
some point in time that he's due to get broken off when somebody passes away, if that's really the case.
That is the case.
Then that answers why? That's such an important piece of the puzzle of why he is who he is, though.
No, but you know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
But let me tell you,
I agree.
No.
You got that thing, man. When you've got that thing
Absolutely.
as your like
Backstop.
ultimate like that, you operate
fuck off.
differently, man. Yeah, and
Yeah,
some
you
people
could
can
jump
pull
out
it
the window.
together and not think about that and build their own way. And if that comes, that's fine. But I'm living now, and I'm gonna do. But a lot are gonna just be like, they just don't have to push that hard. I don't want to get blisters. I don't want. That's uncomfortable. Ooh, that hurts. I don't like that.
Why break a sweat?
Yeah. I don't like the way that feels. I think I'm going to leave. You know, ooh,
Listen,
stop doing that
let
to
me
me, or
just
I'm
tell
going to
you-
leave, or I'm
let
going
me
to
just-
tell on you. Stop doing that to me. You know, so there was a word he used in a show that we did recently with my friend,
Yeah.
and I think the word was grit.
Grit.
That type of grit where, you know,
Yep.
you can come from nothing, man, and you're gonna
Well, so listen, what you're talking about,
crawl your way to the motherfucking top.
what you're talking about, that's Sean. Like Sean is on the other. Dude,
Sean's on the other spectrum.
Listen to
They
this.
barely fed Sean food.
It's not only did they barely feed Sean food, which is true, but Sean got somehow stuck in Reno. Right? Remember he told us about working for Circus and living in a motel room? That's a true story. And when Sean came back, and the only reason why he could come back and had a place to go was because King Salmon and his fortune had rented an apartment which he had no credit to rent, but because he had so much money,
Yeah,
he
he
could put
cashed
down the
it.
right deposit. Right. And we're talking upscale and everything. So Sean, and all Sean had for possession was, and it was his prized possession, was a leather tote bag with a little bit of clothes in it. And
And a boombox.
a boom box. And that was Sean's prized possession. And he he put that leather tote bag down like very carefully.
Let me ask you a question. In that time when all that happens,
Yeah.
this is your boy, right, who got broke off.
Right? So Sean's stuck. Wait, before you go, Sean's stuck in the middle of envy, where it's like, fuck, this guy can be
Yeah.
a clown because his thing
And need.
and because my cousin was kind of generous and said you could stay here. I was living there too. You could stay here. Sean's always felt a little bit of a loyalty thing.
Got it.
He's not the cousin. I'm the cousin, so I can pull my cousin's car pretty
right,
hard.
Right.
And
he
I should.
can't really do that.
Oh, do you know how
he
many-
can stand around and watch a little bit, and then he's got to go.
The closest it got to Sean ever fucking pouncing on King Salmon, and it got close, bro. Okay, well, first of all, this is one of those apartments where the coffee table does not have empty beer bottles on it.
Right.
Like no space is open.
Right.
Everyone's smoking and drinking nonstop.
Right.
And what was it, Sean? You were trying to watch something.
Yeah, we went to Blockbuster. We got some movies. And I was watching a movie, and here comes fucking drunk ass Matt.
He would come into the place drunk. He would come home drunk
Right.
and out of control.
Right.
His wife worked at the spaghetti factory.
She wasn't his wife at the time.
Right. She worked at the spaghetti factory. Okay. Matt, King Salmon, would go to the spaghetti factory and hang out at the bar where he had a connection and drink free ones until he drank his fill. Then he would swerve on home. Where
Would he
Sean-
buy cocaine on the way or anything?
He
or
was
no?
never a coke guy.
Okay.
He said he smoked one time some weed with a little bit of crack sprinkled on it. No big deal, he said. That's a true story.
Yeah.
But he swerved on home. But he's a drunkery. I mean, he's sober now, so we can talk about it. It's funny. But at the time, he was a drunkery. He would swerve on home. And Sean and I, we had like 18, 20 packs of like really good beer at home. He would come in, and he would be listening to the most annoying heavy metal shit you ever heard, so that when he came into the door, King Salmon never walked into the apartment quiet. He never just was like, did his own thing. No, he would come in and be like, I'm not going away, and like get in your face, drunk.
Oh, hell.
Right, Sean?
Yeah, he had to make an announcement when he walked in the door.
Yeah, you had to acknowledge. Okay, so then what happened?
So I'm sitting there trying to watch the film or whatever, and he comes over and he's like, yeah, oh, he's just like talking to me. He's just talking to me. And I'm like, dude, will you shut up, dude? I'm trying to watch this. And he was like,
It sounded like Charlie Brown talk.
he's like, what'd you say, dude? You want to fight me? Say something about my dad, dude. He said something about the movie was reminding him of his dad or something.
Right.
And I'm
Wait,
like,
wait.
Shut up.
Wait. The way you got to understand this. So
You guys both have the same tone on them.
because it's the tone.
Right.
And you know what? I've had numerous fans contact me and be like, I didn't think he really talked like that, but he does. Listen,
I just picture Mickey Mouse.
that's what it is, dude. He
like,
went to
how the fuck-
Disneyland like all the time. He was a Disney kid. He used to watch the Disney Channel and do Mouser size.
Oh shit, committed.
Do you remember Mouser size? No, you don't. You were too cool. That dude, King Salmon will be doing Mouser size.
What is that?
That is aerobics for Mouseketeers on the Disney Channel. And there'll be a chick with leggings on and like a Mickey Mouse shirt with a bunch of other fat Mickey Mouse kids. And King Salmon will be doing like the Mouser size. No lie, bro. That's
What
a true
in
story.
the hell is really going on with this dude?
Like that doesn't compute. That's like the opposite of you, right? Like you go down and you see dudes with like cool fucking shoes and their streetwear, and you're like, oh, that's fucking. There's no way in the world, and you had like an older woman when you were younger, and you're fucking being the guy and buying drinks. There's no way in the world that you were watching Disney Channel and doing Mouser size,
It's for the kids,
dude. For every,
for children.
I wish everybody.
The children. That's why when you sit that guy across from me, I'm like, what's this dude doing sitting across from me on my show? What has he done? Oh, he did Mouser size. So that qualifies you to sit at my table with me. It's incredible. Oh, excuse me. You're championship at the motherfucking beanbag. And you fucking Mouser size.
Sean, look at Sean.
Excuse me.
Look at Sean's
Please
face.
sit down with me.
Look at Sean's face. He's right now. Sean, please explain what's going on inside of you right now because I can see it.
I think we're going a little too deep on Matt.
See that? You see that? You see that?
We barely even said anything. We were stating facts.
He is locked in to worrying about Matt's
I think
feeling.
I would say this about anybody if we were cranking down on anybody.
How bad was that cranking down?
We didn't even do any. We didn't even get into it.
No, Steve.
barely-
Look, Steve's in the neighborhood. He's done time in the shoe program, and he's sitting there with
Right.
Mouser size. He is gonna think that.
Okay.
But you're like sitting there like worried. Or do you think he's gonna?
I'm not necessarily worried.
Do you think
I
he's
just
going to
think-
like self-harm because he's
No,
hearing
no,
this?
no,
So then what do you think's going to happen?
I mean,
do
no,
you think
no. We'll probably hear about it. We'll probably hear about
that's
it.
what it's about?
Oh, hearing about it.
Hearing about it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I
I mean, he's not going to be mad at me.
Yeah, but you're the one that started talking about the fight you guys almost got into.
Yeah.
Am I?
No,
Well,
but
you were
listen,
talking about his dad. You were talking shit about his dad. And
dude, you want to fucking go right now?
Hey, so what happened? You ate cheese that day? You broke that shit down. You were like, I want no problems with you, dog. I'm sorry. Sat back
No,
down.
I think you had to come out and like break it up.
Oh, break it up.
No, listen. So you got to look. So the
A real breakup.
Listen,
where they-
no, there wasn't even chest bumping.
Right.
No, it wasn't any of
okay.
that. There wasn't even that. What it was, and I should have not done anything. Now that we're talking about it,
Yeah,
if
you
I would
should've
have
let it
known
play
we were
out.
going to have a show so I could talk about how it played out,
You would have-
I should have let it go.
Yeah.
I should have let finally, because I've actually never seen Sean actually fight. He's told us he almost took out a homeless guy.
Oh yeah.
And he's gotten his nose broken.
He told us about the black
martial
belt.
arts, right?
Yeah,
MMA, broken nose.
MMA.
That's true. I've seen his fucked up broken
Registered his hands with
nose.
lethal weapons.
No, listen, the guy's bled. But listen, let me tell you something. I've actually never seen him fight. And if anybody, I haven't fought Matt, but I've had to manhandle him pretty fucking hard on multiple occasions. Right, Sean?
Yeah. He's gonna fight Rob Standish.
Ooh.
Yeah, him and Rob Standish are gonna fight.
Cyborg versus the artist.
Yes.
I love
Wait,
it.
me or
You.
Matt?
No,
No,
you.
you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he already said. He said, yeah, he was all about it.
Okay. So when King Salmon, right? So Sean's trying to watch a movie. And it might have been a movie at the level of like Goodfellas. Like we're watching it. So when King Salmon comes into the beer den and he's all fucked up and he's all unruly. And nobody's paying attention to King Salmon when he comes in. Because we've heard it. We don't want to instigate anything. We're trying to do our thing. When drunk Salmon is like that and people start ignoring him, then he's like that bump on your tongue that you can't ignore. And he like gets hotter and more painful. He starts puffing up and getting weird. And you're like, oh shit, he's getting into a drunk weird thing right now. I don't want to deal with this. And then next thing you know, he's like, dude, that fucking reminds me about my dad, dude. And dude, this is fucking, and you know what? It like inside. And the thing that's fucked up about it is that King Salmon's father, Uncle Mike, tragically did die. Okay, this is what's fucked up. This is what the kind of thing that hooks you back into feeling bad
His
for him.
dad.
His adopted dad, but the only dad he's ever known. Okay, died on the way to the Oakland airport to pick up a friend. And this is the son of the wealthy furniture people. This is the smart son, the good son, the son that's going to take over the business. That, you know, King Salmon, given the choice between my aunt and the uncle, is at the age where he wants to lean towards the uncle to kind of do a French's pastry man thing, where it's like, my dad's going to be running the business and I'm going to be with him. I'm going to learn everything.
How old is he?
Like 11,
Okay.
12. Okay. So his dad's going to pick up somebody at the Oakland airport on a Thursday. No one hears from him. No one hears from him. It's not until later that you get a call from the authorities. Do you know who Mike King is? The answer is yes. And what had happened was, and his friend got off the plane and was like, Mike's not here to pick me up. Like, where's Mike? And what happened was a semi-truck jackknifed on the freeway. And unfortunately, tragically, his dad's car was right in the lane of the thing and crushed the top down and exploded in a fireball. They could only identify him from the ID card in the pocket. So it's sad. It's terrible, right? So when drunk Salmon, and it's no mistake that he's talking about his dad and no one's trying to talk to him. You see what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
He's setting up,
Of course.
right? Like, oh, you're trying to talk about my dad?
No, right.
And that's exactly what happened. So, and Sean, right? Sean's, he's, trying to sympathize and ignore him, right? It's, Sean's trying
Yeah.
all right. Sean's he's no stranger to pain. He knows. So and Matt's like on the couch next to him. He's like, dude, it fucking reminds me of my fucking dad. And internally, it's like a dart, but he's like loud and you can't hear the film. And Sean's just sitting there. And when Sean starts getting pissed, it's the best because he like shuts down in his eyes and he turns his head and he's, and then he finally goes, dude, will you shut the fuck up? And that was all King Salmon was waiting for. Because King Salmon sprung off the fucking couch and got right in Sean's face and said, you want to fucking go right now? You're talking about my dad.
You're great. You should have been an actor, Juwan. I swear to God. You should have been a child actor, bro.
I never heard Mickey Mouse cuss like that.
You want to fucking go right now? It's my fucking dad. God damn. And then what happened?
I think you came in and calmed him down. I don't remember calming him down.
You heard
at
him
all.
squealing out there, and you came running
I
out.
should have let it just go. Man, that was stupid.
Ooh, man, Sean would have hurt him.
I would have given anything to force Sean to finally have to put him in a headlock and tell him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because I always had to do it. Dude, I had to run my cousin's head right into a fucking air conditioning.
Right into
It was the heater.
in the oven
The
you
wall
go
heater.
head first.
I ran him right into it. He was like arguing. Hold on, you know what? I think.
Your girl coming on?
Yeah. Can she? Hey, can you hear us?
I don't have it set up like that.
Oh, you don't? What do you have to do?
Well, we got to kick off one of the guests' headphones.
All right, on that. She's driving. I see her. She's trying to talk. Why don't we leave special case headphones on? And can you? I apologize.
Go ahead.
If you can still hear, we're getting you set up. So just hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Doll is coming through. You might have seen her Instagram photos that set the world on fire. She looks like she's a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And she's gonna be on the show here in a second.
I don't have any audio on mine.
He's got no special case. Got no audio in his. Oh, because he unplugged you. Because can you hear now?
Yeah.
All right. Let's just start.
I'm already started.
No, but I mean, with the fucking. Do we need another intro?
I thought we were going to wait for her to get back on.
Fuck no. Let's
All
just.
right.
Whenever she gets on, she gets on. I want to get
Go for
going.
it.
All right.
No, we don't need another intro. I'll just
What?
patch him.
Started. Come on,
So
man.
where were we?
Intro.
Intro?
Intro.
We all product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. We all product, faced with hard luck. Faced with hard luck. Card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck. Pimps and card shots, thieves, murderers with hard luck.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Hard Luck Show. I'm your certified, qualified West Side host, Steve Lucky Luciano. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you've tuned into the greatest show on earth. It's the Hard Luck Show. Coming at you live from the bunker. My co-host, my partner, my red brother, on my left.
Is Chumahan Bone, American Indian, Southern Californian, elegant barbarian, waiting for fucking Sean to turn down the goddamn thing again. What's going on, dude?
Where is he?
My bros are heavy like a Chevy, got a few of those. My sisters be the same, they cray enough to let it go.
Yo.
Ain't cut my hair, boy, that's a
Yo.
no, I'ma let it grow. Been
Yo.
home way too long,
Come
pretend that
on.
I let it show.
That's the latest cut from Snotty Nose Red Kid.
Yeah, I like
It's
those
called
guys.
Screaming Indian.
I like these guys.
All right.
And on sound, old blue eyes.
Sean Lewis, certified audio professional, engineer for the Hard Luck.
Yeah.
Hold up. She keep calling
Yeah.
me babe, I said,
Yeah.
That's not my name. $1 million, million followers, ho. That's not the same.
Yeah, Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs.
Trophies, mantles, bill-ups, how she get handled. I pray my life go over.
Hey man, those guys got a Grammy Award nomination
Yeah.
Bitch, I'm not Tevin Campbell.
for Alfredo.
That album is fire.
Man, beat. Killing it. This shit.
Always has.
Did you listen to any of that Mozzie yet?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
you guys talk
You
about
listen to
it
the whole
last
album with the yellow Lamborghini?
I heard it.
Yeah, I'm into that shit, man. I'm into that shit, dog. That's
Man,
just like
you
some motion
really
picture-
scratching
motion-
your head right
That's
there.
like some motion picture shit right there, man. I'm telling you.
And
Special K.
What is that?
We got a guy coming in. I kind of This is his theme song. All right.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Love really hurts without you, Billy Ocean. Honestly, I had no idea that this
This is your
kid.
favorite? This is your song?
I like this song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
likes
hold on a
this
second,
song.
Sean. He sounded weird right there.
talking to the mic.
Talking to the mic.
Hello, hello, hello.
Mystery guest talking to the mic. Mystery guest.
What is going on?
I didn't even know that this guy even had actual. He's kind of like from Sean's tribe, kind of part cyborg. Like he's very
okay.
quiet. He doesn't. emote. Like, I've never looked over and saw him pump his fist and be like, hell yeah. Like, I've never seen that.
Uh-huh.
So I had no idea he was going to come with a Billy Ocean cut.
Yeah. That's honorable.
Let me introduce this guy. He works for me at the firm.
Okay.
That's right.
That's right?
Yeah.
Right? Kevin, right?
Yep.
That's right. We call him Special K.
Special K, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Mr. Special K, Kevin, welcome to Hard Luck Show.
Kevin works for my firm.
Oh,
And
lucky guy.
Listen, now, he also wants to be a marketer, or he wants to get into marketing.
Wants to get into marketing. Okay.
Well, let me just explain how this all works. Because Kevin is related to my wife. How are you related to my wife, Kevin?
Family friend. Not really cousins.
What do you mean?
So my mom and your mother-in-law, they met each other in Guatemala.
Okay.
And they basically, they moved here to California, and then they met up again, and then, they're just like...
They're like
together.
sisters, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Like the Guatemalan Connection.
Yeah.
Right? Which...
That sounds like a good book.
The Guatemalan Connection. Oh, yeah, man. Are you crazy?
Okay.
That's how you get loroco into the country. That's through the Guatemalan Connection.
Yes.
Loroco is like a weird vegetable that grows only in the lakes in like Guatemala, and then they bring them here and they put them in the pupusas and shit, right?
It's really good.
Kevin?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I mean, Salvadorian. Not Guatemalan.
Yeah, well, you talk to the Guatemalans, and it's like the Salvadorians don't really know what they're doing, and
Right.
it all comes from Guatemala.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of
Got it.
shit talked about. Anyway, listen, we'll move on from there, but there's a lot of politics down there, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So what exactly does Kevin do for you? Does he do marketing for your law firm?
Well, Kevin, what do you do? Because I'd like to fucking know. We've been paying you. What the hell do you do?
God damn.
Jesus Christ, what do you do?
So I fax papers. I draft up any like legal documents. I send emails. I talk to the courthouse or whatever I need to do. Talk to clients too.
Have you?
Are you a paralegal?
No.
No.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So he doesn't even know what that is.
Wow.
Well, I do know.
You
what
really
paralegal
got him
is.
wet behind the ears.
Oh,
don't you?
dude, he's so wet behind
Green.
the ears that I fucking was like, who fucking spilled water all over my floor? I looked, and it was dripping from the back of his head.
Okay. All right.
Dude,
Wet.
Listen, let me tell you something. So, okay, in the Guatemalan and probably every other ethnic group's tradition, when the person's like, this is my cousin, right? Like, you don't know, even if it's friends, everyone's an uncle, everyone's a cousin. You don't know if they're related or not. You have no idea. But once that's said to you, right, when my mother-in-law put me in a headlock, she said, listen, motherfucker. She probably, she's like, who's got Kevin? And I told him, I said, okay. And my wife said, he's coming in here, right? Because it's tough out there, right, Kevin?
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't
Especially
it?
right now. Yeah, no, yeah.
COVID?
Yeah, it is tough out there, right? And he comes over here and you.
I
look
give
him
her,
up.
I say, hey, right.
Put in work.
Keeping it all in the family. That's
Look
how
at-
they do that
I
French's
mean,
pastries. That's how they do
Right. I mean, now listen, correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
I might be a little fucked up. Maybe it's smooth fucked up.
Go ahead.
About headlocks in Guatemala.
Yeah.
And faxing.
Yeah.
And fucking calling court out. What the fuck's this got to do with marketing?
Okay, well, so
The fuck is this got to do with marketing?
yeah, what does it have to do with marketing, Kevin?
I don't know. You just brought that up. No, but basically, I graduated this past spring from UC Santa Cruz, and just wanted to get into the marketing field. But it's
Wait.
Wait a
You
minute.
graduated
When you
from
graduate,
where?
you graduated from Santa Cruz. Is that a real big party school or no?
like not really partying, but like kickbacks and
Okay,
yeah,
kickbacks.
Yeah.
What?
Kickbacks. What's a
Kickbacks.
kickback? What's a kickback?
What is a kickback?
Just like small like get-togethers. You can smoke, you drink, you do whatever.
Smoke, drink, a little coke every now and then. Huh.
I've seen it. I've
Okay,
seen it.
all right.
Listen, the guy's trying to sound like a professional. He's not going to admit to any of that.
So
I've seen it. I've seen giant, big fucking
I've
hobos.
seen it.
I've
I
seen
didn't
I
inhale
stay
it.
away
It went in
from
my mouth. Okay, but listen. So, my question is this. I had a question here.
Yeah.
So, what'd you go to school for?
Well, first off, I started off computer science,
Uh-huh.
and then I switched to business management and economics.
Business management, economics, and from there, you got the idea to maybe marketing was something for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait,
What
wait,
brought you? How'd you get to that?
Yeah.
How'd you get from that to explain to me the attraction towards the marketing? What makes you think you got an angle on this thing?
Look at his face. If everyone could see, first of all, just so that the listener knows, Kevin, it probably weighs about 115 pounds wet, right? How much do you weigh, dude? You're a small guy.
130.
130, right? A featherweight, right?
Absolutely.
Clean cut kid, looks like a good guy,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Right, good smile and everything, but very nervous. You know, on the introversion scale, how far on the introversion scale do you think you are?
Probably like a 7.
Yeah. See. All right. So
Right.
okay. So, but takes big cojones to come in here.
Absolutely.
But,
I guess.
there we
Yeah.
go. Okay. So, how did you get the marketing?
I think it's just something that, just it's always around in like everybody's lives, and I just thought maybe I would get a shot and try to be creative at the same time. Why not tell people to buy a certain product or, try this thing? I don't know.
Hey,
You gotta start somewhere.
Why not? Hold on a second. Hey, Francis Pages, what does that sound like to you?
French based.
You've been in business. You've dealt with all kinds of fucking shit. What did that sound like to you? Just give us a rundown on how you felt like that answer came across.
Like you put him on blast and he got, caught off guard.
Exactly.
Yeah. Caught off guard,
Let me ask you a question. How important would it be to be put on blast and not be caught off guard in the marketing world?
You don't go to sleep.
That's it. Are you sleeping right now, Special
Stay
K?
awake.
Quick on your feet.
It's quick on your feet. Stay awake.
Yeah.
You gotta pretty much guess the question before it gets asked.
So I gotta dig a little deeper
Do
with
it.
you here.
Come on.
Go for it.
What exactly is it that you want or you see yourself or you inquired about marketing? What is it that you want to market? Is it our podcast? Is it our production company? Is it our media group? Is it my friend's law firm? What do you want to market? What do you see yourself marketing when you propose this?
I think. Well, Chimaha gave me the opportunity to said, you know what? Do you want to market our podcast? Or, and I said, sure. I'll give it a shot. You guys are fairly decent podcast.
Fairly decent.
No. In terms of size.
All right, marketing job.
Yeah.
No.
That's all right.
You talked your way right out of the job.
That was test number one. You guys are kind of like, okay, I figure, fuck it, I could probably lie to a bunch of people.
You gotta believe in the thing more than we do.
Damn.
And I do. I started. I listened to a bunch of episodes and
All of them.
And I like
you listen to all of them. You listen to all of them.
I did. I listened to all of them.
I don't know if he's got the gift of gab, does he? Hey, wait, listen.
Go on, we'll coach him. We'll coach him if we have to.
Yeah.
The
Listen.
smile's gonna get him pretty far.
That's true, by the way.
Yeah,
That is. All right, and you definitely, he seems like a trustworthy guy.
Hey, listen, bro. We're talking to a guy that knows something about sales. Okay, I know a little something about sales, and there's an angle, bro. And if you've got, it's like, let me put it like this to you. There's this certain kind of look at like almost innocence, no harm.
Right.
And you almost, it's like you get home and your whole house is trashed. Everything's bitten up, torn up into rags. And you know who did it. And you get in the room and you see that dog, and the dog looks at you and he just gives you this little loving look and lays on his back like he's ready to be rubbed.
Exactly.
And you can't do anything but rub the dog, right?
Charm offensive.
Can't. There's some sales guys like that, bro, and they show up and they just got like this look, and you're like, I'm not gonna crush this guy.
Yeah.
Let me help this guy.
Yeah.
out. You got one of those looks, so that could work for you.
That could.
Could work for us.
Yeah. Well, so this is how it happened. So he's working here, and he's really kind of working here partially because he's trying to get like a marketing internship or do whatever. Okay. Right. So he's working in here, and because we keep it in the family, we support our own. I'm like, sure, bring the guy in, and he does a great job. So there's no problem there. And yeah, I got to tell him he is wet behind the ears a little bit, but that's okay. I just tell him like, look, it's got to be done this way, this way, this way, or where's this or where's that. So I waited for a while, right? I didn't just run, but I could see that he's trying to get a marketing internship to learn something, and yet at the same time, okay, it's COVID and everything else, and so nothing's happening. So I pull him aside. I go, listen, what's going on with this? He goes, nada. I go, all right, I'm going to tell you something.
And I go, here's this book, Culture Codes. And this is a true story. Here's this book, Culture Codes. I go, you know we have a podcast, right? He's like, of course. All my friends talk about it. They want me to listen to it, and I'm trying to stay focused. Now, you did listen to it, right?
Right.
And you stopped, right?
Yes.
Okay, can you explain that? What happened there?
So, my friend found your podcast, and she's like, you should listen to it. And I was like, okay. And I probably heard like maybe like 2-3 minutes, and then I was like, this is Chumahan? Like, this is, like, am I supposed to hear this? Because it's just a lot of like drugs and violence and sex, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, this is like my boss that I work for, so I stopped. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be listening to this.
You hear that?
I wish everybody felt that way.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, because then they start listening again, thinking they're doing something wrong.
Well, no, but Sean, what do you make of that?
Yeah.
Like, what is your thought on that? Because
What kind of person does that?
Yeah, what kind of a person works for somebody and it's their boss, listens to a public podcast, but hears things that are off color and it's like, you know what? I'm working for the guy. Maybe I shouldn't be listening to that.
Who does that?
I have no idea because I would be super intrigued and being like,
Right.
trying to get the inside scoop.
Of course.
How can I get a raise?
Yeah, but no. I
You'd
actually,
be listening for something to blackmail the guy
Right.
with, right? Yeah.
Right, that's because you're a bastard, you
And
bastard.
scumbag.
Yeah, scumbag. But like when Kevin...
Scumbag whenever I had 2 nickels to rub together. Now you want to fucking shoot somebody.
Well, and when Kevin told me that, there was a part of me that was like, that's a good thing,
That's
actually.
a good thing.
Right?
That is a good That's not a bad thing.
That's a great thing.
That's a good thing.
The guy was like, I'm trying to maintain a certain image in this environment.
Very much so.
Right? So I told Kevin, I go, listen, you should listen to that because then you're going to think I'm even greater because you're going to be like, holy shit, this guy can talk to strippers and do all this other shit and at the same time run a law firm as a lawyer. That's fucking amazing. Did I not say
So
that?
him
Yeah.
screwing transvestites is really not going to have anything to do with anything of us moving forward. Huh?
No.
Right? Okay.
Right. Didn't I say that?
No, yeah, you did.
And what did you
Okay.
think when I said that? Because I told my wife that I told Kevin that. And she's like, you fucking said that? And I go, yeah. She's like, you're conceited. I go, what? I feel like that's just fucking... That's what I'm supposed to say. What did you think when I said that?
Oh, I was just like, all right. He gave me the go ahead, so I started listening to all the episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I pull him aside and I'm like...
Green light.
Green light. So I go, hey, so no internships. I go, I'll tell you what. Here's this book, Culture Codes. Good book. Just start you thinking about marketing and what these things mean subconsciously. And then I go, listen to the show. And I go, if you want to, I'll set you up. And this could be your first thing. This might be the biggest thing on your fucking jacket. And you're never going to get an opportunity like this again. When you listen to this, we do have an opening and we take care of our own. If our own takes care of us, we take care of our own. So listen. And then if you come up with a plan, right, let us know. Let me know. And we'll take a look at it. And if it's working out, let's just give it. I'll give you a shot. How about
Okay.
that? Right?
Love it.
How about that?
Perfect.
Cash me outside. How about
Perfect. Catch me outside.
that? All right. So I forgot about that. Like and then the trial and all.
Catch me outside.
Yeah, catch me outside.
Did you really just say that?
I did. So listen, how about that? How about that? So I go, listen, I have a brain that has these like weird.
Oh, I know. You're my partner.
Okay. So listen, catch me outside. Catch me outside. How about that? So I told him, I go, so we go through the trial, forget everything, right? I'm in the middle of the trial with our buddy who's a little bit neurotic.
Yes.
Okay. So, and then I forgot. And then I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, the day's over. So this Kevin waits till 5 p.m., not on work time.
On his own time.
On his own fucking time, this guy. He comes into my office, and he goes, you have a few minutes? I go, Jesus Christ. I said, yes, of course. Come in, sit down. So he sits down, and I don't know what he's going to say. And he goes, well, I've been reading the book. It's a great
Good.
book.
That's
I
good.
go, wow, fucking A. I got certain cousins that I've
He's
told.
halfway already further than most people. You
Right.
go.
I'm like, I've talked to them about certain cousins I got that I've recommended books, and they still haven't started reading them yet.
Right.
It's been 10 years. They don't even have a job. And he goes, oh, no. I've read a book. Okay. And then he goes, and I've been listening to the show, and then I've got some questions for you for the marketing ideas. I go, really? And he pulls out this fucking
Peachy folder.
It almost. It was that, that black and white.
Yeah,
fucking,
I get excited when people pull shit out like that.
And he's right.
Yeah, by hand shit. Didn't pull out a laptop.
No, and he's like, okay, and so he pulls it out, and then, and then I go, okay, so he starts to ask me a question. I go, you know what? Stop. You shouldn't be just asking me. You should ask me and my partners.
My team.
And we should do it on there.
Oh, shit.
Well, that's good. I think so. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna run something by you. I think Chuman is absolutely right. I like the way it sounds. I like the way he found you. I like what he says about you. But I've also found this, and that is like when you're looking for maybe a creative artist, a creative director for your brand, right? And you're interviewing guys. A lot of these guys have these crazy interview. Oh, we're bringing in so and so from here and so from there. They come in and maybe they did this and they talk all. And these are great, talented guys, but none of that matters to me. It matters if they fit and understand our brand and can translate it into merchandise and tell a story that is weave a consistent story with this brand, right? That's what you want from a creator. And I found that like D. Murphy, who was the owner of the brand, one of the brands I work with, sharpest guy I met. He goes, listen, dude, sits me down. He's like, let's pick out the artists. Let's have them come in let's pick out these creative directors. Have them come into our office one at a time separately, and let's just sit down and talk to them. Let's give them for a little tour of the office. Let them see the brand, whatever, and then let's just send them on their way and tell them, you come up with what you think. You come up with whatever you think it is that you can do for us, or you think we need, or you can build, right? And we would do this, and through a process of about 4 or 5 days, we'd see like 5 or 6 guys.
Right.
Same thing with each one. They go on their way. They got to meet us. They got to see what they do. They should already know about the brand, right? Ask all their questions, answer any questions, and then submit what you got. And I've found that 99.9% of the time, you're going to find your guy through what they submit to you. You can't teach somebody to understand something. Like, either they do or they don't. Either they're going to bring it to you and they're going to open up your fucking head and your head's going to crack open and go, holy shit, they understand this better than I do. Right. Or they're going to be way off base. And we'll go, thank you, man. That's great. So I think when he's talking about you reading off your list, I think it's like, okay, you know what? Tell me, let me watch you for a while and see what you do and see what you come up with, see where you're at. And depending on a few different things, whether how you feel about them, and we're all gonna know and see it and feel it if we're heading in the right direction, But you cannot teach somebody to be, what's the word when you get up, motivated? You can't teach
like a
motivation.
Self-initiation.
Yeah.
You either are that guy or you're not. And
Right.
and Chumahan's like me in the sense that we've said this before. I'll probably be looking for somebody who's real busy. And those are the guys that I want to fuck
100%.
with, that are fucking busy, And I heard my buddy, who's a very talented guy, go, yeah, you go, some guys came to me and they go, listen, we know your plate is full, but we came to eat. Dude, this is what dude said. Busy with a million different projects, and in walks these producers and they go, we know you're busy, but we came to eat. And that's how I feel about things, man. I know you might be busy with a million things, but we came to do some things,
Right.
So anyways, go ahead, Chuman.
All right,
I just need to interject.
No, that was good. So I hung around them on, and then my mother-in-law and my sister.
Uh-oh.
I mean, my wife, right?
When you say your mother-in-law, my ears get to chirping.
Right. Me too.
Prickling.
My fucking heart.
Because I love that lady. Man.
Listen, that woman is a good woman, but she's a family person.
That's right.
Right? And she and my wife were like, now listen, if he's going to be on the show, don't be giving him a hard time. I said, listen.
Yeah.
I go, listen.
I can't control Lucky.
I said, we're bringing him into the den of men.
Yeah.
We're going to help him learn how to men talk.
Yeah.
He's going to have to go in and fire. He wants to get going. He's going to have to deal with some shit.
I can't hold your ham.
Right.
You got to blow your blam. Hey, I
Right.
can't hold
I
your
don't even
hand.
know.
You got to blow your blam.
I don't know what that means, but I understand it. So I told him, I told the women. I told the women. I said, hey, pipe down, women. I said, listen, this kid's coming in there. I say kid because I'm old. But he's going to make his bones. It ain't going to be because we're protecting him. This guy got to come in there. He's going to have to fucking deal with...
He's going to have to yoke the lamb on himself. Watch how I yoked the lamb one time, and you're going to have to do it on your own. Right, and this guy in the fucking Cosa Nostra. I'm not gonna hold his hand. He's gotta go in the den and fend for himself.
I kind of, what the women don't understand.
He's gonna have to make his bones. He's gotta take somebody out. There's only one way in this thing.
I go, you come in here and you say, what can I do? You can be a man. You can be a man. Don't be crying. You can be a man. I did tell them that though, but they like that. They're like, I don't know. You know what's crazy about my life? I don't know. You watch me in different zones, right?
Yeah.
So, like on a certain level, I don't know. Can you just explain to them what it's like when I'm in lawyer mode? Oh, by the way, Andy Doll is here and she's trying to connect. So,
Okay.
Andy, are you there?
I'm here.
Andy Doll. Where have you been all our lives? Where have you? Oh my God. Are you putting on your makeup right now?
It's been a crazy day, okay?
I mean, how come, let me ask you a question. How come with dancers, exotic dancers, it's always a crazy day? It's never simple.
It is always a crazy day. Fuck. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Listen, can you, Kevin, can you tell your...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, this is, see that guy right there on your screen, the younger gentleman who's waving?
Waving?
The only person I see on my screen is you.
Well, then that's all you need to see.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anyone else, baby. Listen, I love my wife. Forget that. I love my wife. She's my number one.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put a pause for a second. We're just with Kevin. We're about to hear what I'm like in the lawyer mode, which is interesting. But now that we have Miss, so what is your dancer name?
Yeah.
Jasper.
Why Jasper? Because
I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, but that sounds kind of like almost like a country western name, kind of like. Here comes Jasper.
Jasper. Jasper was touching them kids again behind the barnyard.
No, so why? But so where did you get it from?
Honestly, I just thought it was a pretty name.
Jasper.
It is kind of pretty, though. It's kind of gypsyish, Casperish, like a Casper gypsy.
Is that like, that it's like it could work for a boy or a girl?
And so are you somebody that's interested in like being androgynous sometimes? Like, do you like being able to play both roles, or are you strictly like not about that?
No, not for me. I just like being a girl, but I just like the names that are like I like when there's like a male name on like a feminine woman. I think it's kind of like the contrast is kind of cool and interesting. Like I met this really like pretty dancer and she went by like Harley, which I thought was like really cute, and just like, and then I wanted something different rather than a typical like Cookie or like or whatever.
What do you think of the name? What do you think of the name Renee?
For a stripper?
Yeah, for a guy or a girl. Renee.
Yeah, for a guy or a girl. Or are you asking me like?
Yeah. Because I like names too that can go either way.
Yeah, Renee. I've never met a man named Renee, but
Really? Okay.
I could see it working.
I don't know, but I have to be honest with you. I am definitely a little bit mesmerized by Andy putting on makeup. That is actually kind of. There's something. Yeah, what is that? Like, why is that intriguing?
I'm done. I swear I'm done.
No, but why is it intriguing to watch you put makeup on?
I don't know. Maybe that's what I should do for OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: how did you? First of all, how old are you?
I'm 30.
She sounds like she's 18, right?
Yeah.
Steve,
I don't think she's 30.
you don't think she's 30?
No.
How old do you think she is, Steve?
I don't know, but I don't think she's 30.
Sean, how old do you think she is?
I have no idea.
I mean, you definitely strike me as someone who's like 22, right?
24, yeah.
And her voice, she's got a youngish voice, right?
But that's stripper voice type. They
Nah,
put
that's
her
her.
up a couple notches.
Is that
An
your real
octave.
voice, or do you really sound like Darth Vader? She's frozen.
Oh, frozen in time.
Yeah.
I adjust it based on like is really into like ditzy girls and be like, oh my god, whatever. Da, 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 da. But it's just all about like figuring out what the customer's into,
Mm-hmm.
How do you figure that out? How do you figure out what guys are into?
I mean, every guy's different. You just gotta kind of, get a feel for it after a while. I've been doing it for like 10 years, so.
How did you get into it?
I was working at Smoothie King. I've actually worked at 5 Smoothie Kings.
Oh, I like that.
I've been, and I'm on their like do not hire list, and
You
Why?
embezzle large amounts of money from there.
What's the reason why you're not on the do not hire list?
dude, okay, so I've been fired from like 4 out of 5 of these Smoothie Kings, and like, I mean, maybe I didn't steal like $30 from the register one time. I was 18, and so they fired me. And then another time they fired me because I was like always late. And then another time they fired me because I was always late. So I was like, I can't have like a job where I have to be there at a certain time because as you can see today, I'm like not very punctual. So, and additionally, like making minimum wage was like not enough to like, pay my bills or anywhere close to it. So.
Is it hard to?
I think I'll just try.
Is it hard to care when you're only getting minimum wage?
Well, I was gonna say, is it hard to handle money like registers and currency when you're making minimum wage without feeling like you need to put some in your pockets?
I mean, I feel like I deserve it.
Yeah, you earned it, right?
Steve, can you identify with that?
Yeah, you're at minimum wage. You're over here fucking showing up, playing the part for them.
Smoothie King.
Smoothie King. You fucking slip a 20 in your pocket. Yeah, what the fuck? These people have a business. They're making money. I can't make a little bonus, right?
For me gracing the store with my presence, I mean, you owe me this $20.
Wow.
Right. That's your gas just to get there. They can do that for you at least.
Yeah.
So
Smoothie King wasn't going well, so I was like, fuck this.
But it taught you how to make a mean smoothie, huh?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I actually still go to Smoothie King like almost every day, but as a customer.
which is the better side to be on when it comes to the cash register, right? It's better to be a customer than the person making change.
Absolutely.
Dan, do you have pity on the Smoothie King workers and give them like an extra tip and be like, I know this fucking sucks. I was there.
I do. I always like every time like I go through like the walk-in ones, not the drive-through. I'm always like, listen, I know where you're at. I was you. I've been there. Like here, because like they never get tips like shit. So it's like for them, like their tipping jar is always like completely empty, and I'm like, this is an injustice. So I do what I can, you know. I'm basically a hero, you know.
Right. Can you imagine? I mean, imagine like, so Jasper comes or Andy comes right through the drive-thru and she's like, I want a strawberry banana fucking smoothie, right? And then she goes up to the window and she's like Jasper. So she's got blonde hair and a good body, still young. She's an exotic dancer, having the time of her life, big fucking nails did, all that shit. And she's like talking to the person who's at the cash register.
Jenny.
Right. Tammy. And
Yeah.
she's like, I know where you were. I've been there. Luckily, I'm not there now, but I have been where you're at. Here's an extra 5 for you. And then, like, you look at Tammy, and Tammy's probably like 250 pounds. She's never going to be able to strip her way out of Smoothie King. She's stuck at Smoothie King. Probably never going to get a...
So I get the customer out of my face ASAP. Yeah, no, I would, while I was working at Smoothie King, if someone came in and did that, I would be like, oh my God, just take your smoothie and go. Please.
Did dudes try to pick you up at the Smoothie King?
No, but interestingly enough, I did end up dating somebody that I met at Smoothie King for like 4 years.
Wow. So if somebody scooped you up out of ordering a smoothie, they were able to sweet talk you right up out the smoothie spot, huh?
Well, I mean, something like that. Yeah. I mean, we ended up like, we were just friends, but we got together later on. But yeah, we met at Smoothie King. So
is that the move with you, is to like just be your friend for a while and like make it seem like it's not about how you look and all that stuff, and then eventually close the deal later?
I mean, like, I guess in a way, yeah. But then like also sometimes, I mean, in the beginning when I was younger, I would say yeah, but now I don't think so, because whenever a guy just wants to be like just friends or whatever, or acts like he's cool with being just friends, it makes me like suspicious of, do you really want to be just friends? Because I'm feeling like you're more like just kind of putting your time in until, you know, you've put in those hours to where you can like.
Right. Well, I mean, you've learned that trick. Yeah. So how do you then... Like, I mean, I feel like going from Smoothie King to exotic dancer is still kind of a big jump. So how does it happen? Did you have like a friend that's like, oh, girl, you don't need to be making no $8 an hour. You could be making fucking blah, 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 blah. Is that what happened?
No. I just like was like, you know, out of options. So I was like, you know, let's try this.
So wait, are you driving by an exotic joint and you're like, I'll knock on the door?
I didn't have a car at the time. I took the metro. I took the city bus to the closest strip club, and at the time called Penthouse. I went in there so scared. I had never been in a strip club. I had never been in a bar. I was like 19 years old, 18 years old, scared out of my mind. And I go in, and the guy... It was in the middle of the day, and the manager could tell I was so scared. He's like, have you worked before? I must have been trembling. He was like, have you like danced before? And I was like, no. He's like, why don't you come back after you've had some experience? And I was like, okay. But the next club I went to said yes, luckily. So that was that.
And what was the guy like that you talked to at the second club? And is it true, like, when you watch TV and it's always like some kind of like hairy, sweaty, obese guy with his like shirt unbuttoned with like some neck jewelry, some chains?
There's definitely that type, for sure.
And so, but isn't there a cachet for somebody who doesn't know how to dance? I mean, I would think that if I was running a joint, right? If I was running a joint, I would want some professionals that know what they're doing completely, and I would also think it would be good to have a couple of amateurs.
Yeah.
Right?
Add some realism to it.
Yeah. Is that what happened?
What's a cachet?
What's a cachet?
Because then you... Yeah.
A cachet is basically a collection or a cache of something. It's the French version of cache. Like if you cache something away, it's essentially a clutch or a grouping or a collection. So a cachet is a fancy way to say collection.
I just didn't want to pretend like I knew what it meant when I didn't.
Now, is this your... Wait a second. Are you doing shtick on me? Is this your ditzy girl stuff where you're like, I've already figured out that this weird Indian dude thinks he's smart, so I need to ask him every once in a while, what does a word mean? Even though I already know what it means. And then he's going to like be all excited about that.
Good vocabulary. That's why I always like to ask when I don't know a word so I can add it to my... I'm actually really interested.
Repertoire.
Yeah. But anyways, sorry, the question you asked. Yeah, when I started, like, Yeah, it was like really fucking scary. I had never, it was a different world. Like I walked in and then it was just like all of a sudden tits were out and like, like just bare ass naked, like walking around the dressing room. I had never even like really watched porn before. So it was like it was wild. Oh, and get this. At the first club that I went and danced at, I go in to like, you know, get approved or whatever, which is basically just like take off all your clothes and turn around, and then he's like, okay, you're good. But like while I was getting dressed, I see two girls that were on my cheerleading team in high school. It was like we meet again, but under these crazy circumstances. It was
Yeah, the whole high school in there, huh? Whole varsity team.
No, because know those. Did were the high school cheerleaders bitches at the time? Were they mean to you? Like, oh, we're so good, we know what we're doing, and you're like, yeah, bitch. Now guess what we're both
valedictorian strippers, bitch.
Yeah, guess everyone has to show their titties in the real world, huh?
No, they were totally sweet. They were totally sweet. I was surprised they recognized me. But one of them had gotten like a tattoo of like a huge butterfly on like her ass, like each cheek, own like butterfly. And when she would twerk, it would be like the butterfly was like waving its like butterfly wings. I thought that was like pretty tacky and unfortunate. No.
That's horrible.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. I don't even want. She had. Was it one wing on each cheek or one butterfly?
A wing.
One wing on each cheek, so it looks like one big butterfly.
So then, when she's going number 2, it looks like the thing is a bug in the middle of the, right, like a giant brown bug.
When she starts twerking, it looks like there's a moth, a big old moth floating on the stage.
When she goes number 2, it's like a giant bug, like the bug body of the fucking of the butterfly. That's crazy.
I even think don't quote me on this, but I even think at the top of her butt crack it had like the antenna. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, so that was a commitment, you know, that tattoo was a commitment on her part, but
for reals. Now let me ask you this. So if you're like scared at some point though, for the very first time, you have to go out and actually fucking dance in front of a bunch of strange, probably weird-looking dudes. Because guys at strip joints are kind of weird, right?
It runs the gamut like crazy, yeah.
Because I've been to some strip clubs, you know, in my prior days. You know, I love my wife, but and I'm not like one of those strip club guys. Like, there's a strip club guy, and he knows right what to do, and he goes to all the ones, and he's got the money gun and all that other shit that he does, right? There's a strip club guy. Everybody knows the strip club guy. But I was never like that. But when I went to a couple of strip clubs, like when I snuck into one in high school, I was underage. And we snuck into this one, right? And probably guy knew we were like 16 or whatever. And we went in, and when I went into the strip club, though, it was kind of scary. The guys were all at like separate tables, and they were real serious. I mean, it almost looked
real serious.
They
about
were.
That ass, huh?
They were. There was like, it wasn't like in the TV where you see a bunch of guys clapping and laughing and high fiving each other.
You got real serious.
They were like, they all looked like serial
lap dances and disgusting murders, huh?
Yeah, they were like looked like a bunch of different serial killers, just all hanging out at one table and just like real quiet. Have you ever seen that or no?
Sounds like you went to a really weird strip club.
Yeah.
I did. I must have. I mean, it was by the airport.
Bunch of hairy chest dudes with chains hanging out.
It was by the airport, and it was real scary, dude.
Anything by an airport's scary.
So just explain for reals, like what it was like for you to go out the first time, the very first fucking time.
Yeah, it was a nightmare. I mean, like literally, like the guy was like, what kind of, the DJ was like, what kind of music do you like? And I was like, rock. And I'll never forget the song he chose. I don't know if y'all are familiar with this song, but it's that song that's like, you know, The Diary of Jane. I don't know if you know that song. It's like a terrible, terrible song. It's like, anyways, if you don't know it, that's a good thing because it's an awful song. But, so he played that song, and I go out there, and I'm like in heels for the first time in my life, and I'm just like out there like like can barely walk in these shoes, gripping onto the pole for dear fucking life. And that song, I swear, went on for like 10 minutes. Like, nobody tipped me. Like, it was awful. And it wasn't, you know, the stage aspect of dancing. It wasn't something like some girls catch on like really quickly. I was not one of those girls. It took me like a solid like year before I had my stage performance down, because it took me a while to learn how to like navigate that situation. But
when the DJ did the DJ already know, like, he goes, "What's your name?" and you're like, "Jasper." Did you already know then it was Jasper?
I went by Olivia then, but I thought that was kind of boring.
So he said basically, like, did he do the thing where he's like, "Gentlemen, put your hands together for Olivia," and then they started playing that weird song, and then you're just like, it's like staggering out there in these heels?
Yeah, just hoping to God, like, trip and fall. But yeah, no, the DJs always do that. Like, that DJ voice, like, "And now to the stage,
The illustrious.
It's so corny. It's so corny, dude.
And what did you wear? Like, did you wear a thong or whatever and go completely nude on your first one, or how did you do it?
Well, like, different clubs have different rules, and like at the time in Houston, it was like, so they had this rule where like you had to cover your ass, so you had to wear these like shorts, but they were like boy shorts. I don't know if you know what I mean by that.
Yep.
But they were like, yeah, so they were like boy shorts, and then your tits you had to get covered with like liquid latex, like, because it basically looked like you basically looked like a Barbie doll, because it was like they were licensed technically as a bikini bars because of some legal shit. But anyway, so it was just like flesh colored like liquid latex that someone would paint on your tits. And so you couldn't see like nipples or, you know, anything like that. So, but that was like in Houston. And then I eventually started dancing in Austin, and that was like another shock for me, because they didn't have the liquid latex rule. So tits were out, and then also you could wear G-strings. And then I started dancing in Denver, and then that was all nude completely. So it was like, you know, I've experienced like all different levels.
It sounds like the further west you go, the more nudity there is.
Well, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Usually the clubs that are all nude don't serve alcohol. So that's like kind of, and the clubs that are all nude are 18 and up, whereas the clubs that because they don't serve alcohol, you know, so the clubs that do serve alcohol and are topless only are 21 and up. So yeah.
So do these corny DJ guys, do they ever get to date any of the strippers?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, it's shocking. Yeah, it's really shocking.
Yeah, that is shocking. And then sometimes what you hear, at least I've heard or whatever, and you could set the record straight, is that when women spend a lot of time as exotic dancers or dealing with guys in this level, that at a certain point they get disgusted by guys. They're just like, "Oh my God, this is just fucking gross, and I don't want to deal with it." Did that ever happen to you, or where are you at on that?
No, it did not make me disgusted with guys. I mean, like, I've definitely had like interactions with some guys who are disgusting for sure. I've also had like plenty of interactions with guys that are like super dope, and like my sugar daddy is like awesome, and like I love him. He's the greatest. And like I've had customers like that I've had like long term, you know, as regulars that are like just super like great people. And like, and it's like, you know, you can't hate men when it's like you just have a couple bad experiences with them, but like that doesn't represent the majority, you know?
Yeah. And what is it that you've, in your experience from exotic dancing and stripping, like, is there any kind of advice that you would give men in terms of women? Like, is there any insights that you've gained where you're like, guys should really understand this?
As far as the strip club or in life?
Both, but life, really, I'm asking.
I think that that women like, and maybe men already do know this, but like that they're very like sensitive creature. Like women are very sensitive creatures, and like I think that there's been I've seen so many of my fellow dancers like date men that are just like so like seem to have anger issues or whatever, and it just seems like sometimes I just think like men talk to like don't realize, especially when you're in a relationship with someone and like you have that comfortability, like you have no problem like just kind of going off on them, and I think men don't realize that like that kind of like when you talk to somebody like in that way, it may not be a big deal to you, but as like a woman, like you know it's like it affects us more, I think, more profoundly than men would assume. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And what about women? Is there anything that you want to tell women that aren't dancers, that don't have a lot of experience with that aspect of men? Is there anything that you feel like women should know about men before they make decisions and get involved?
Just don't get married too young.
Did you get married?
No.
So why are you saying that?
Because just from learning from the people around me and their mistakes. Yeah. It's just I see a lot of like people rush into marriage at a young age, and I'm always like, no, because I've never seen it work out, and I just think like you should do a serious relationship so you're like old. You know, you've done your living, you've done your, single exploring yourself thing, and now you can like, really be in a functional relationship. I think when you're under 30, it's like kind of like, I don't know.
Kevin, are you listening to Jasper's advice on relationships?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of healthy relationships, so don't listen to me. So I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Wait a minute. What unhealthy relationships do you have? Just be honest. Serious.
I mean, currently?
I'm asking you just some unhealthy ones. You don't have to say whatever, but just what is it?
So too, I mean, like drugs. Drugs add a whole like layer of like dysfunctionality into a relationship. So
What's your favorite drug?
Heroin.
Is that true?
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
Steve, are you here? Steve has wrestled with heroin, successfully wrestled with heroin, right?
Yeah, I guess successfully.
I mean,
breathing.
You're still here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I can relate to anybody who has a love or what is it, affinity?
Yeah, affinity.
Affinity for heroin.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
So,
how about methamphetamines?
Yeah, what about meth?
What's that? Have you ever had any crosses with that drug?
My two favorites.
Huh?
Woo-wee!
You like those two, huh? The up and the down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they balance each other out.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right. Yeah, we've had a lot of people on the show that basically,
be wrestling with both of those a lot.
Yeah, you know how like kind of like regular folk, they will maybe take a Tylenol PM to get to sleep, and then they'll have a cup of coffee to wake up. But a lot of the people that have come through the show, a lot of our friends, they do a little heroin to relax and go to sleep, and then when it's time to wake up, they got to hit that meth or crack. Oh!
Yeah. No, I mean it's the breakfast of champions.
Right. And are you? How do I ask
the
this?
champions of dumpster diving?
Are you free and clear of all that now? You're like now.
No, let's be honest here.
You know this.
You speak like somebody who still dabbles.
Dibble dabble.
Yeah, I would say I more than dabble, honestly. But I mean, I'm working on it or plan to work on that. But
plan to work on it. That's good.
You know, tomorrow. It's always
Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow,
you're only
a day away.
Have you ever dated a good boy, Jasper? Like a really clean cut good boy?
Yeah, but like.
I'm asking for Kevin. He wants to know.
But I like kind of like, what's it called? Fucked him up.
Yeah. Turned him out.
How did you do? What's it called? She said, as she's putting her hair up and she's got like her stomach muscles showing and she's got all midriff showing. She's like, I kind of fucked him up. What happened? How did you fuck him up?
Well, like, I mean, so this was the Smoothie King kid.
That was his first mistake for being at Smoothie King.
Yeah, he went from Smoothie King to fucking Bumpy King.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah. So he like asked me like if I knew where to get any of the dark, like because he knew I did it, but like I didn't know this at the time, but he didn't do it. He just asked me to like try and get to know me and stuff. And so like I didn't know that, but like so we started hanging out, but like and like doing it together, but I didn't know that this was like his first foray into, you know, that substance. So
So you broke his cherry. You broke his heroin cherry.
Unfortunately, yeah.
He wanted it broken though. He pursued it.
Dude, he went to the top to get his broken.
Yeah.
Right? He went to Jasper.
I was like, you could have just like, you know, asked me out. You didn't have to ask. You didn't like, you know, get strung out to get to know me, but okay.
Dude, how much is a guy into a chick if
He's willing to fucking do heroin with him.
I'm just trying to
I really, every now and then I'll have a drink. I've never really, but for her I will.
And then once you're strung out, she turns to you and be like, listen, you could have just asked me out. You didn't have to go to this whole thing.
4 rehabs later. 2 prison terms later.
Right.
So extreme. Oh
But
my
hey,
goodness.
wait a second, because like it's kind of weird, but you kind of at least sound a little bit. I know you just said you've dibble dabbled in some of the dark side stuff a little bit, but she does come across as kind of like a nice girl or a good girl, right? Oh, Kevin's nodding. Kevin, are you nodding? I've never seen Kevin's gonna get a crink in his neck by trying to look at the video of Jasper. He's like leaning over. I thought he was gonna fall out of the
I'm
chair.
trying to find somewhere with like better lighting because I'm in this Airbnb and yeah.
Oh my God.
So you sound like kind of sound like a good girl, even though you've got some troubled spots. But I mean, are you a good girl, or are you actually on the dark side and you definitely take guys down?
What do you mean? Like, what defines that? Like, what
I don't know. You know if I'm asking it. Don't make me try to break it down like a legalese. I mean, are you a destroyer of men?
Am I a destroyer of men? I hope not. Fuck.
That's not a no. That's not a no.
I mean, I would hope I have never destroyed a man.
Well, you already have one.
No, the reason why I'm asking.
Let's hope you haven't destroyed any more.
Listen. I'm not saying it from a judgmental standpoint at all. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like you should or shouldn't, because there's a lot of jerky dudes out there and some do deserve to be dismantled or whatever. I'm not saying it. It's true.
From the head down, dismantled.
Yeah, like the DeMeo crew. I've got fucking Murder Machine on my mind.
Dismantled.
I got Murder Machine on my mind. So yeah.
Dismantled their limbs.
So I'm not saying that. I'm not necessarily saying it's good or bad at all. I really am not. But I am saying that there is a type of woman, and I know that in the past I've been attracted to this. I know Steve's been attracted to this. I don't know if Sean has. To a woman who brings out some self-destructive abilities, some self-destructive capacities in you. Mm-hmm. And there's a real joy and a pleasure to that. So my point to that, to ask you this is, and underneath it all, underneath your persona, underneath the outside masks, underneath it all, do you see yourself as someone who is like maybe a dangerous pleasure for men? That if they are going to get involved with you, they better get involved with you with their eyes wide open, because where you're going to take them, they might not be the same after that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, I honestly like have never thought about it like that, but I mean, I think so. I think probably yeah. I think most of my exes would probably say yeah.
Is that one of your exes in the background crying?
That's my dog. Sorry.
No, that's
He's
all right.
like-
And do you ever have guys? Have you had some of these guys like your exes who they've tried to quit you? Like they were like, I gotta quit you, and then but they couldn't let go, and you finally had to tell them like, look, I gotta let you go because you can't handle all this.
That's like the situation I'm in right now, actually.
Really? How did that happen?
It happened like, well, we've been together for I would say like 4 years, and or like 3 years. Like I moved, anyways. So, but like the situation now is that like, is that it's like not basically he's just not cool with like me like doing anything other than like just stripping, and like like sometimes I do like escorting stuff as well.
Right.
And I mean, and he's not cool with that, understandably so. I get it, but that's just like it is what it is, and like I'm not. It is what it is. So
She ain't changing. You're doing. He met you, and you were doing your thing. You're still gonna do your thing, and if he can't handle it, that's on him.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, he knows like the deal, and I told him, straight up what the deal was.
And in the beginning, did this guy think he could handle it? He's like, I understand that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But I was the first like sex worker he had ever dated. So I mean, he didn't really know what he was like in for, I guess. But it was really he's tried to like deal with it and stuff, but I don't think that.
Wait, so in the beginning though, the first time that you had to, escort somebody,
escort somebody.
Yeah, you had to escort someone. What?
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys lay ground rules? Like you're like, listen, Wednesday night I gotta escort somebody, so you can't call me all Wednesday. Or like, how did it actually happen? Where he like, what first happened?
It was more of like a don't ask, don't tell policy at the beginning.
That's tough.
Yeah, so it was like, it was like weird because like I'm not a liar, I'm not good at lying, and like so it was like, and I didn't like having an aspect of my life that I couldn't share with him.
Yeah.
And but I mean that's what he asked for, was like no details. Like I don't want to know when it's happening. I don't want to know like I just want to pretend like it's not happening basically. So like,
and so what was the cover story? Would you be like, I got to go see my Aunt Flo this weekend, so I'm not going to be around?
Well, like in the instance of like whenever I would see my sugar daddy, like, cause he doesn't live in where I live. He lives in California. And so I'll only see him like twice a year, but when I see him, I'll see him for like a week at a time. And so those are harder to cover up, but he kind of knows what's going on with those. But like if I'm like, as far as like just seeing somebody for like a call, like I'll just say that I'm going to work, and just instead of going to the club, I would just go, do that.
And so in the beginning, he was just kind of being like quiet about it, but did he finally crack and want to know what was going on?
He was just, it was like he loved me and he didn't want to share me and like all those normal feelings that come along with being in love with somebody. And, I understand that. He just was just not cool with it. He can only take so much. And
is there a way, let me ask you this. Is there a way to get Jasper off the market? Is there a way to be like, okay, you don't like sharing me with my sugar daddy in California for a week? Well, this is what you got to do if you want that. Is there a way to get you off the market?
I mean, yeah, like if you can, like, I mean, the only, like, what's important to me is the final. It's like if you are making enough money to where, like, you can at least come close to like compensating for like what I would be making at like working, then like obviously I would love to like.
Okay, hold
just
on.
be with
Let's
somebody.
stop bullshitting. All right, let's stop bullshitting. What's that number? What's the Jasper off the market number?
On a monthly basis.
Or yearly.
Or yearly.
Yearly, yeah, I thought about this because I've had
It's 120 grand a year. It's 120 grand a year, right?
I was gonna say like 150.
Okay.
150,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let's just shut the fuck up for a second. Let's get this right. So, you're not actually saying you got to pay me exactly 150,000, but I got to know and I got to feel like whatever we're doing together, I'm going to have $150,000 worth of room to spend and live and do what I need to do, right?
Yeah, basically, like, and I would want like an account that has like some like, you know, cash in it, like at all times or whatever. But I'm not going to be going crazy, like spending like tons of money or whatever. As long as I have like a car, you know, a cool place to like that we can live together,
right?
And like, you know, just my shit's just taken care of. Like I don't need to be like lavish, you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
you're reasonable. Now listen.
Yeah.
So then, if a guy that you were a boyfriend and girlfriend with was like, look, I make $800,000 a year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I make $800,000 a year, and you need to be completely off the market, and you have to marry me. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Wow. So really, what it comes down,
the married part would be the part they would want to do. Because that way, if they can be married for a little while and this guy defaults, they can do whatever and they're still going to get that. Now they're going to get half.
Yeah, but they're not going to get half of everything he has.
But they're going to get on another salary after that.
No, this is what will happen.
What happened?
Listen.
5 years later, the whole thing falls apart.
Okay.
What happens?
Wait.
5 years
No,
later?
I'm not going to do that. I mean, would you even sign a prenup?
I mean, yeah, I would sign a prenup.
Don't bullshit me, Jasper. You just got done telling me you knew that 150 grand was about the number. There's no way some guy's going to get you to sign a prenup.
But all a prenup. But I mean, like, does a prenup mean I wouldn't like be getting like money during the relationship?
No, you could. He would. He would say, this is what he would say. Prenup, you have to. I will give you. I'll actually put in an account. Every year, $150,000. If you go through it in a month, that's on you, and you can't ask for anything more. Okay, and you can't go anywhere to get it.
Okay.
Right? But if for any reason this relationship we separate,
marriage
falls apart, you got
a prenup.
You got to pay half of it back.
And then what?
You got to pay half of it back.
Oh, and then I had to pay half of it back. Oh. I mean, I just thought by signing a prenup, it just meant I wouldn't take any of his money.
No, but I am saying that prenups can be whatever they agree to. So I'm throwing that extra one in there. You have to pay. Would you take the gamble? Let me put it to you this way. All right, this is what you do. Okay, this is what you do. If you got Jasper going, right, and you got Jasper fever. You're a man. You have Jasper fever. You don't want to share, right? So you go, look at $150,000 a year in an account for you, Jasper, plus a car. I'll fucking throw in the car, right?
Okay.
What do you want? A Tesla? Fucking T-top Tesla, whatever. All right, fine, fuck it, baby, you got it. Then, right? But you say this marriage has to last for 10 fucking years.
I would do it.
But if it falls apart before 10 years, you got to pay half the money back.
Well, I mean, it falling apart is only like isn't totally up to like this person could just be like deuces like halfway through, you know?
No,
like,
I mean,
come on, bro. What kind of shit is that with the payback?
I don't know.
That's making it all confusing.
Why?
Either she gonna be with him, and then after 10 years, if the marriage works, you get half of his shit if anything happens to him.
No. I'm trying to make it that. Okay, you're right. Jasper makes a great point. The guy could fuck it up. Okay, so if the guy can't cheat, if the guy cheats, that's forfeited. If the guy, is abusive or any of that kind of stuff, it's forfeited. What I'm trying to figure out is, could Jasper actually live with one guy for 10 years with a penalty at the end of it if she messes it up?
I mean, as long as it's like me who messes it up, then yeah, I would do it because I want to mess it up.
Do you think you could live with a dude, like a regular dude, like a square for 10
I got
years?
one more level to it.
Go for it. Go.
And the part of the wedding agreement was that you would have to test for meth and heroin weekly.
So she had to stay clean for the 10 years.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a good one. What do you think about that? Look at her. She just fell back. She's thinking.
Shit. How much time would I have
Before you have to hang up the gloves?
That's a real player's question.
That's a good question. Now I know you a little better.
Yeah, that's
Now
a
I know
real.
who I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
you
you-
answered that for us.
Yeah,
already.
that was pretty good, right? Yeah. That's good. Like, well, how much lead up do I get? Because I'm gonna.
I'm gonna have to go nuts for the next month before I fucking have
Listen,
that
I
wedding.
need at least 3 months.
I might not even make it to the wedding alive.
Right. I need to at least, have to be revived at least 4 times before the wedding to make sure I felt like I got 10 years worth. All right, that's pretty good.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
She go get one of those little shots. She go get one of those little shots. What do they call the shots? Where it blocks all the fucking opiate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is that?
Yeah, I know friends that have had that. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a different question. And this is a hypothetical.
Okay.
But let's say you got an escort gig. Okay. And you show up and you knock on the door and it's an old man answers the door. Okay.
Usually is.
All right. And of course, Jasper's the professional. She's like, hey, how you doing? Hot stuff? You're right. The old man's like, no, it's not me. It's for my grandson. And he opens the door and there's a guy that just turned 18. Turned 18, so nothing weird's going on. But the grandfather wants you to break his grandson in. Are you going to do it, Jasper?
Depends on the money.
So that's a yes. Because, what level are we talking about to break a young man's cherry? With the grandfather saying, like, look, my son
The
is...
grandfather watching.
No, no, breaking... No, like...
And then
like-
all of a sudden, real way out shit starts happening in that room.
No. So, yeah, go ahead. So, someone in the family wants you to break in.
Hey, Grandpa was just sitting on the chair over there. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, how'd you end up over there?
With a long pipe.
Hey, what are you doing right there?
With a long pipe. I don't know why.
How'd you get over there?
So would you ever deflower an 18-year-old guy as a way of like getting him into
I've
man?
actually been in that situation, just minus the grandfather.
So like an 18-year-old dude was like, listen, I've never been with a woman, so I would like you to introduce me into the ways.
Yeah, I've been in that situation twice, and I've done it both times, and it was totally like pleasant, and yeah.
What's the most disgusting thing that you've ever dealt with at the strip club? Like where you were like lap dancing and the guy looked down and he was wearing like bikini pants or something like that. Is there anything weird that's happened at the strip club?
So, yeah, well, there's a classic like thing of like a guy like who will come in wearing basketball shorts and like will totally like
Silk boxers.
come in his pants while you're giving him a lap dance.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's horrible. Do you
And
when you
that
see?
totally sucks.
Yeah, when you.
Sean looked over and goes, silk boxers.
Yeah,
Silk boxers.
Andy was like,
here come the whole basketball team, but they're still in their basketball shorts.
And then Andy was like, "That totally
No
sucks."
underwear underneath.
No, but yeah. So now though, do you
That
see
really
like?
sucks, she said.
Yeah, she's like, that really sucks. So when you see a dude with basketball shorts, you're like,
You go the other way.
nah, I'm not even going
Go for
over
that.
there. Yeah.
Well, most clubs won't allow a guy in who's wearing basketball shorts.
Right. What
Or
else?
was this a trending thing somewhere?
Sometimes they slip through.
You're right. Right. So is there what else? Like what else is disgusting or like whatever? Like have you ever walked in and the guy had a weird like hole in his pants and he was like take a look
Yeah,
at
hole
Mr.
in his
Stumpy.
pocket?
Yeah. Like,
Well, I've had a guy who so he wanted to go get a champagne room and we go up there and then I have my back turned to him, he's sitting down, I'm like shaking my ass or whatever, and I turn around and he's like taking his pants down like halfway, but he's wearing lingerie, like he's wearing women's lingerie, women's panties.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, wasn't expecting that. But, I just made him pay me more.
Right. You're like, dude, I had to look at your lingerie. That's another $350 easy.
Yeah.
What city are you located in right now?
Right now I am in Houston.
And then you were telling me you were in Austin, and I feel like you said that like for some reason like stripping in Austin sucks. Thank God you're in Houston, or it was the reverse. Is there anything to
it was that I can't work at any clubs in Austin right now.
Why?
Because it's so dumb. So basically it's a long story, but
Please.
This guy basically fucked me over months ago, and I was like, I'm gonna get my revenge, one day. This isn't the end of the story. And then the opportunity presented itself.
What was the opportunity? Explain the opportunity, please, because this sounds great.
He was like, let's link up. Because I didn't get super mad at him because I wanted to still be in touch with him so that if he booked a session with me in the future, I could get my revenge.
Yes.
So after a few months had passed, he reached out and he was like, let's get together. And I was like, great. Let's do it. So my friend and I was with my friend and she's in on it. She's like, yeah, let's get this bastard, da-da-da-da-da. So we go and we are you familiar with the drug Seroquel?
No, what is that?
It just, you take it and it knocks you out.
Right.
Okay, like ketamine or something.
It just makes you really sleepy. I used to be prescribed it back in the day, but it just makes you really, really sleepy. Okay. And so we pretended we were all taking Molly, but his pill was Seroquel. And and we gave him that, and then he passed out, and then after he passed out, we just took all the money in his wallet and left.
And then but why did you get in trouble?
Okay, so somehow, I don't know how, somehow he had connections, I didn't know this. Somehow he had connections to all the the establishments I was working at in Austin, and I tried to go in and work, and they were like, you can't work. And I was like, why? And they were like, yeah, because this dude, Nate is his name. He was like, they were like, because of Nate. And I was like, what the fuck? How does that have anything to do with this? But I guess he had connections or something. So now I can't work in Austin.
So you're like, fuck it, I'll just go to Houston.
Yeah.
What did he do to fuck you over? What was his crime? What did he do?
So he was like, oh, let's go out on this boat, on Travis and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, cool. And I had met up with him twice before, and both times before he had given me a rack. So I just thought it was understood that this time would be no different. And whenever I got out there, like he was like driving his like boat, and like he wanted me to suck his dick while he was driving the boat, but like I didn't feel comfortable doing that because there's all these families around,
Right.
and I'm like
Right.
not trying to get like caught by them boat police, like, you know what I mean?
Right. That's called the
I don't know if you- I don't know if
Baywatch.
you-
Just so you know, the technical term for a blowjob. while you're-
Baywatch.
It's called the Baywatch or a Captain Stubing. Okay, go ahead.
Good to know.
Yeah, thank you.
But there was like all these families around. and
Right,
I
you're- I
didn't
mean,
feel
come on.
comfortable doing that.
Right, of course.
It's the middle of the day.
Right. That makes sense to me.
And, yeah, like, and so like, but I still like, you know, was like all cute and like was dancing on him and stuff and whatever. And I like was there for like 3 hours, and at the end of it, he was like wouldn't pay me because he wouldn't pay me because he was like, well, I didn't come, so I'm not paying you.
Right.
And I was like,
Don't come,
okay,
you don't get paid.
well,
If I don't
I was
come,
like, well,
you
can
don't
like,
get
give me,
none.
like something, and he like wouldn't give me like anything, and I was like, wow, okay, I just wasted like 5 hours of my day driving out here and all this stuff. So, anyways, but yeah.
I love this world. I got to tell you, I love this world. So basically, we just heard a story like this guy was on a yacht. What kind of boat was it? Could you go down below, or was it just like a speedboat?
You couldn't go down below, no.
Got it. So this guy, get a load of this, Nate, is on his fucking Lake Travis, right? Cruising all around. He's got the Jasper with him. And he's like, listen, normally I give you a rack. What's a rack? $1,000
$1,000.
Yeah. All right. I normally I give you a rack. Well, we're going to wait and see what happens right now. He's cruising around. He's like, listen, I want a Captain Stubing. Give me the Captain Stubing or the Baywatch. She's like, listen, I'm not a monster. It's families out
Kids
here.
out here.
In the middle of the day.
Kids out
What's
here.
the matter with you?
Yeah.
Shame on you. And he's like, well, if I don't come, you don't get none. And then Jasper was like, oh, all right, motherfucker. I see how it is. I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice because I got a long game. Like, I'm going to get you back. And then she waited. She bid her time.
He was like, if it doesn't fit, you must have quit.
He's like, if it doesn't blow, you got to go.
Go.
So she was like, oh, okay, two can play that game, motherfucker. We'll just see how much fun you're gonna have. So she
Yeah, I
played
was
it
like,
cool.
no problem. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's the drill.
listen, waiters and sex workers. You don't want to disrespect them at all,
No.
ever.
Yeah, they
right?
got your life in their hands.
They got your life in their hands because you know what? She's gonna be like, okay, thank you. It was a pleasure doing business with you, sir. And then later,
You're going to be waking up.
you're gonna be waking up without shit in your wallet.
Ain't no clothes on.
No clothes on. Probably there's more to the story that we don't know. It's like
Right.
lipstick in his butt or something like that. I don't know. Did you guys draw on his body or anything?
Did we what?
Draw on his body when he was passed out or anything? Was there anything more than just taking his money?
Well, there may have been some zip ties
Oh,
involved.
all right. Right.
We should line her up with our friend.
What the guy who got the Girls Gone Wild?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have a friend who did the show and he was already busted for it and did time, so he can totally talk about it. But the guy who used to shoot the Girls Gone Wild videos, right? He did something untoward to somebody who's a very powerful person's daughter. So our friend went in with flash grenades and zip ties and basically
And a video camera.
and a video camera and got the Girls Gone Wild dude on videotape. And I think there may have been some dildos involved and shoving them, and I don't know exactly.
There were zip ties involved.
There was zip ties involved. Yeah.
That was a good episode.
That was a good episode. Thank you, love you.
Perez.
Perez,
Yeah,
that's
I
right.
gotta hear that episode.
Yeah, it's Perez. Why don't you tell all of our listeners, first of all, where they can go if they're in the Houston area? Is there anywhere that they want to go where they can see the impressive, amazing Jasper?
It's like, you know, anyone who is in Houston or lives in Houston at all knows where Treasures is, but it's on Westheimer, like right by the gallery. Oh,
Treasures?
Can you not hear me anymore?
No, I heard you.
Treasures.
Treasures, right?
Can you hear me
Treasures.
now?
In Houston.
Treasures.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody listen up. In Houston, go to Treasures, listen for Jasper, and don't be throwing ones and making us look bad.
Yeah.
Fucking throw some fucking $100 bills on there, right? And listen, anybody who wants to
Yeah.
All right. And also, because she needs better Wi-Fi. So we need you to fucking pay up so she can get some better Wi-Fi. And listen, $150K, I'm an attorney. You need me to broker the prenuptial agreement. I absolutely will. Right? And I'll make sure that it's done.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get it right. Anyway, I want to thank the illustrious Jasper. Oh, and your Instagram handle is Andy. What is it?
Andy Love?
No.
It's Bruised Baby Blue.
Bruised Baby Blue, and her name is Andy on there. But
Andy/Jasper.
Right. Okay. It's Bruised Baby Blue, BRUISED, Baby Blue. Everything just like it's spelled. And I'm married, so I don't really notice the pictures on here, but I can tell you that I have seen a lot of my guy friends around here, some which will remain nameless. Kevin's already on his phone, dialing shit super fast.
Yeah.
They have told me that these are phenomenal pictures.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pictures of you with women.
Yeah.
Are you bi? I mean, are you into that?
Yeah. Yes. Very bi.
Wow. Anyway, she's very bi. Listen, there's one picture you have in here, and you're like on the ground and you got your tongue out, and then there's this like, I don't know if she's Latin or if she's Hispanic or Asian. Can you see that?
Oh yeah, that's my girl. Yeah.
Who is that?
Her name's Alex.
Alex. And you guys are like, I don't know what's going on, but you're like down low, she's up high, you both got your mouths open. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you.
There's in my highlights for 2020 or 2019, there's a like little video of us making out, but that's like in my like highlights at the top of my thing. But also too, anybody who's interested in purchasing content or whatever, you can just message me on there because I don't have an OnlyFans, I just sell it directly. So
Is that better?
Yes, it's much better in my opinion. For me, at least. It's like a lot simpler and cut out the middleman.
Cut out the middleman. Get right to the direct woman. But why? Who is this dog? What's your dog's name? And why on one of your stories you got the dog just like going crazy humping something? What is it?
Humping the pillow.
You know, it was just another day in paradise. You know, just had to document it.
Of course. What's your dog's name?
Rue, R-U-E.
And what kind of? He's like a mini pincher.
He is, yes.
So he's cute. And that was the one that you were like feeding or whatever?
Yeah.
All right, listen. I gotta go. Sean, I want you to see this picture of Bruised Baby Blue, and you tell me. Okay. You tell me, my friend. You tell me, my friend.
I'm looking at a dog.
Yeah, it's a cute dog. That's what I was asking,
dog, yeah.
Right? She's got a beautiful dog.
Right.
She's got a nice dog, isn't that right?
That's true.
All right, but look at that. My friend, yes? No? Yes? He's speechless. Yes. Look at him.
Stay safe out there in Houston. Thank you for coming on our show.
Yeah, thank you so much. And contact us whenever and let us know how it's going. And thank you for the relationship advice. Even though,
yeah, I don't know how qualified I am to give relationship advice, but thank you for inviting me on this. Sorry, I was such a mess at the beginning with the whole being late thing, but I'll work on it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. All right, so we'll let you know when the show goes up. It'll be going up. It might be a Christmas special. We're not sure yet. But thank you again, and happy holidays. Are you Jewish? Happy Hanukkah?
No, I'm not atheist, but I have no really affiliation. But I
Right. Okay, so happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well.
Happy Kwanzaa. Right?
Happy Kwanzaa to you as well.
Very good. Very good. All right. And what do we say at this time usually?
Adios, amigos, from the Hard Luck Show.